All right, we are live. It is February the 4th, Sunday, 1 o'clock, and we're here for the Carnivore Roundtable. It is good to see you guys. It's glad to be back. Been an interesting week, and looking forward to what this week's got coming on. We got some great stuff coming up, so we'll be talking about that today. Anyways, guys, got a few great guests on today. We got Kat from Meatfield Living and Carrie from My Metamorphosis. And Larry, Carnivore Soldier, will be joining us. He's running a little behind this morning or this afternoon, but that's perfectly okay. We will catch up with him shortly here. All right, guys. Well, let's get on with this and we'll get started. You like that, Carrie?
I love that. That's awesome.
That was solely for you, Carrie.
Oh, thank you.
You guys will get a copyright on that. I won't because I got it from Canva and it's linked into me. But you guys probably will see that on there. You'll have to mute it out on your channel. But it's part of the game, I guess. Anyways, guys, it's good to see you guys. We're getting a few people pulling in here. Kat, it's been a while. What have you been up to lately?
Well, like we were talking just beforehand, just a lot of personal things going on. So I've been kind of out of the scene a little bit, but carnivore wise, just recovering. I fell off the wagon good and hard over the holidays, coupled with some of the personal things that were going on. So I got back in it, just kind of moving forward from there and just hanging in there.
Outstanding. Well, I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining us today. And Carrie, how are you doing over there in Nashville, Tennessee?
Hey, we're doing good. We're not freezing anymore. Actually some beautiful weather the last few days and some sun. So I've been enjoying that. And so things are good here. It's looking up.
Absolutely. So next Sunday, I'm going to be meeting up with Carrie and hopefully a few others in Nashville. If you want to join us for that meetup, it's going to be 1 o'clock on Sunday, the 11th.
Yes.
Shoot me an email at carnivorebackwoods@gmail.com and I'll get you the particulars and the location where we're meeting up. But we definitely wouldn't mind having you guys join us. And, we'll just going to get together for a little bit of barbecue and a little bit of conversation, a little bit of fellowship and good time. So I'm looking forward to it. So the conversation today, and we all run into it every time we talk about carnivore with anybody. It's always the same thing. It's always, oh, that's just too expensive. That's just too expensive. I couldn't eat that way. That's just, steak costs too much. Meat costs too much, and it's always the same thing. So I figured we'll have a good conversation about it today. Things that that you guys are doing. What is costing you guys, to eat this way? How many of your family members? I know that some of some of us have multiple family members eating carnivore. Some of us don't. So it'll be a good conversation. And I know Larry, who'll be showing up here later, he did like a $40 video where he went and bought carnivore for $40. So I'm sure he'll have some input on this. From my aspect of it, I went from spending $800 a month on groceries to spending half of that on carnivore. So I mean, it's not only did I save a ton of money, you stop buying all the garbage and the junk and the processed food and all the other stuff that goes along with it. I saved a ton of money that way, but also I don't need to go to the doctor. So I'm not paying the doctor bills. I'm not paying I'm off 99% of my prescriptions. So I'm no longer buying medication. So I mean, there's been a lot of different ways I've saved. What's your thoughts, Kat?
Well, coming from the vegan side, I spend much less as a carnivore than I did as a vegan. And more so, I would buy vegetables. And I joke about this, but it's actually quite accurate. I think you like turn your back and they are rotten in the refrigerator that fast. I did organic, of course, because I was trying to be healthy, but the vegetables and fruit would go bad so fast that I was constantly having to buy it. And so now I actually dollar for dollar spend a lot less as a carnivore, and I'll go to. I even have a video out as well. I think for me, it's about $35 a week. I can get an entire month's worth of groceries, eggs, beef, bacon, and butter, and I pretty much live off of that. But if I'm gonna go get steaks or that kind of stuff, I'll go to Costco or Sam's Club, and I'll go first thing in the morning if I can, because they mark all the meat from the day prior or the days prior on clearance on that day, which sounds funny, clearance meat, but I just bring it home and put it in my freezer. So for me personally, I'm saving way more money as a carnivore than I ever did as a vegan.
Oh, absolutely. And you're not having to buy any type of supplements or anything to go along with it.
No.
What about
And
you,
like you
Carrie?
said, no doctors. I mean, I still have some health conditions, but I'm not having as many as I used to.
Absolutely. Carrie, what's your thoughts on it? How are you spending down there?
It really depends, for one thing, on just how much I want to, what you'd call, treat myself. But generally speaking, I just eat ground beef, eggs, bacon. I've gotten on a beef bacon kick lately. I really enjoy that, but I still do eat pork bacon too. It's just that, after I discovered beef bacon, it's like, oh, this is awesome. And it's delicious. It's got I think it's maybe like a firmer taste or something. I don't know.
Different texture for sure.
Yeah. So it's delicious. But and of course I also eat sardines, and I eat canned meats that maybe other people don't. Like I do eat Spam on occasion. Now I'm not saying I eat this every day, but I eat Vienna sausages, the plain ones. I mean, I don't get the ones that have, so I know some people, and I don't eat those every day either, but I do eat them sometimes. I eat bologna. I eat hot dogs. And the way I see it is these are foods that I like, and they are inexpensive. Now it's just me and my cat, and I joke that he eats better than me in terms of his food being more expensive, because I do get him the good stuff because cats are carnivores. So, but I mean, I'm also kind of odd in the sense that I am not really a foodie. Like if food is good, I will certainly eat it. Like if somebody fixes this great meal, I mean, obviously not with vegetables and stuff now, but I mean, if they fix a delicious steak or just whatever it is, of course I'm going to eat that and enjoy it. At the same time, like when I'm fixing it for myself, that's why I do tons of meal prep. And so my meal prep consists of burger patties. I cook up beef bacon and cook up hard-boiled eggs, and then I will cook eggs in the morning real quick to go with my bacon and burger patty or whatever. When I've been doing a breakfast challenge, and so, but I'm just saying that I do a lot of meal prep. But I also eat sardines, and I know that there are people who out there who recommend, like they'll say, "Oh, well, you just need grass fed." Or you just, you can't eat. Like I was actually criticized on the brand of sardines that I was eating, that they were this cheap, no good brand of sardines. And I'm like, well, sardines are sardines to me.
And that's what I can afford. So,
and well, that's just what I choose to buy. I actually can afford to get quote unquote better sardines, but I don't really want to. I don't see the need to do it. So I'm not. But it's just interesting that, there are people out there who you can make it very expensive. I mean, if you eat, 2 ribeyes a day, for example, and you're buying grass fed, grass finished, and although there's a caveat. I still do not think, even if you're doing that, if you're not buying all the other junk, you're not spending more, but you would spend more maybe than you have to, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It does not have to be expensive.
Absolutely not. One of the things that I like to do is I have all the ads for all the local stores up on my favorites, and I'll just pop in there and I'll see what their ad is for the weekend. If they got steaks on sale, then I'll run over there and raid their refrigerator their display case and walk out with a bunch of them. That especially around holidays, Easter, Christmas, you could find even ribeyes for as low as around $6.99 a pound right now. So you just gotta shop through it. But even if I was buying, high dollar steaks, and that's all I'm eating every day, I'm still going to be eating less than what I was eating, on the standard American diet, because you're not buying all the other garbage that goes along with it. Yeah, it's an expensive item, but the nutrition level and what you're getting out of it is much better than what you're getting out of when we were buying processed foods that had no nutrition in it. Let's say hi to a few people while we're in here. Let's see. Looks like we got Christina. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? Tiffany. We got Rich. How are you doing, sir? What else we got in here? I think I saw Mike Shaw TV. What are you up to, Mike? Yeah, that's all I got in the chat here. We got 23 people in the live stream. Well, 24 now. We only got a handful of people in the comments. I am going to be doing a t-shirt giveaway today, guys, but you got to be in my chat room to win it. I'm going to be giving this t-shirt away to a couple of lucky people today, but like I said, you have to be in my chat room to win it. So unfortunately, that's the only way I can make this thing work. Otherwise, I do it for all of us. But we got John in here. John's in my chat room. How you doing, John? Thanks for joining us. Anyways, if you're interested in winning the t-shirt, Carnivore Live, Feed My Inner Beast one steak at a time, let me know, and we'll be doing that here probably in the next, we'll do the first one here probably in the next 15, 20 minutes or so. But you got to be over in my chat room active to get on the giveaway. Move that right now. So anyways, John, it's good seeing you in here. Who else we got in here? Is the shirt edible? Well, I suppose you could, but it might bind you up a little bit.
Fiber.
Yeah, a little too much fiber. And you got Tracy. Hi from Austin. How you doing? We got Beverly. Hello. How are you doing? So, anyways, I mean, we run into this constantly, and honestly, I think beef prices would actually come down, but they're holding. I was reading an article the other day, and there's a shortage of beef. Because when the market went up and the price went up on meat, it wasn't the same in the livestock market. And the livestock market was staying pretty low, and a lot of your cattle ranchers and stuff out there have been producing less beef. They've been producing less newborn calves. And so right now there's actually a shortage coming, which could drive the price up even further. But hopefully that turns around, and this summer they get to birthing some calves out there and increase the beef population. What do we got here? There's talk about taxing beef, at least in the EU, that they hate us. Yeah, there's always talk about it. So anyways, it's one of those things where you got to go out and you got to figure it out for yourself, and you're going to have to sit down and budget and make sure that you're working out. Ground beef is relatively cheap. I recommend ribeyes, good eggs, you can get the grass fed if that's what you want. And I highly recommend you supporting your local farmer. But wherever you can get it from, wherever you can afford it from, is where you need to buy it. And if you got to buy sardines and whatnot to help offset your budget, then do that too. But the diet speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
I always think that's kind of funny, because I have people who say the same thing to me. But as a vegan, I used to spend a lot of money on fruits and vegetables. And then on my Creature Comforts, as a vegan, you can buy Oreos, and then you go get your expensive coffees and all of these imitation meats and things like that, which for the record are not cheap. And I think that it's really interesting, because I have some family members that always say, oh, that's just too expensive. I'm not going to spend, that's just too much. But you spend that much money on the things that you currently are doing enjoying and liking. And so it's okay to spend that much money if it fits your narrative. But if it doesn't fit your narrative, then they don't want to spend it. Because, like I said, I have a family member that says that to me quite frequently. But when you add up just their coffee visits alone, which you could still have coffee on the Carnivore, but you know what I'm saying? If it fits what they want it to, then they'll spend it. And I spent a fortune on fruits and vegetables every single month. And you hear me always saying, oh, I can't afford that. Things are different now, but it's just funny to me because if it fits what you want, then you'll spend it. And that's just, and at least in the case of some people that have been saying that to me.
I
It's
also
just
think,
really not that expensive. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, it's okay. I was just going to say, I also think that they don't factor in too that they're not going to be eating this other stuff. Like they think about the cost of meat in the context of what they're already buying, and they're just not eliminating that other stuff in their minds. I really think that happens a lot
And
too,
you're not
because
eating as much on a
Mhm.
carnivore diet. I'll eat a pound of ground meat and some butter and maybe a couple pieces of bacon. And sometimes that's all I eat for a day. And I'm not starving myself. I'm not eating as much. But as a vegan, I was eating 4, 5, 6 times a day, snacking and all that. I think that you eat much less as a
Mhm.
carnivore than you do on that standard American or vegan vegetarian diet.
I totally agree with that.
I agree.
Because I'll go and buy the big chubs of the ground beef from Walmart. I'll get a couple of those. I love it. The
Mhm.
73, whatever it is, that's my favorite. And I'll
Yeah.
buy the big 5 dozen thing of eggs. If I can get to Costco, I'll get them from there. I'll buy sometimes if I'm doing dairy, a big old thing of cheese, some butter. That lasts me because it's just me, but that lasts me a long time. I'll put that
Mhm.
hamburger away. I'll get a few chubs and then I'll go through it in a month, but I'll put that away to the freezer. And then, I don't know. I'll go to Costco and Sam's Club maybe once a month and a half. And then I don't go again unless I'm going to get a ribeye or something,
Mhm.
or I made a big, huge batch of not deviled eggs, hard boiled eggs. And, maybe I need more, but I just don't shop as much as I used to.
I don't either.
You don't shop as much, and when I hit the grocery store, you're just kind of bypassing, and you're headed to the back, meat counter. That's where I'm headed. Then I might, you know, then I might hit a little, hit the, the creamer to get some cream for my coffee. A little bit of cheese or something. But yeah, all the excess garbage
Mhm.
that we were buying, the chips, the soda, the processed foods, the all that other stuff that you were spending, and it was a little bit here and a little bit there, but it all added up. Once you remove all that, it's relatively cheap here. I think I had a comment here. This we got here in the UK, I use Aldi for ground minced beef and Costco for large ribeye joints that I cut into steaks. I work out so I can get by on 30 to 40 pounds a week. Much less than if I was buying the junk. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you shop around and you keep an eye out for the sales, you can even save even more money on it. Let's see here. We got Karen's in the chat. We got John. Just saying hi to everybody. Like I said, guys, if you want to be in on the giveaway for the t-shirts, you got to be in my chat. I'm going to do it here in about 10 minutes for the first t-shirt. You can go back and forth. You can open up 2 windows and open up my chat room and just make sure you talk a couple times in there. I'll show you where we're at here. Let me show this. Let's see this. I got to work this out. This is a little clunky. I'm working on it, guys. Sorry.
No judgment here. I can barely work my computer at all.
All right. So right now it looks like I got Beverly, James, Karen, Katie, Mike Shaw, and my weight loss life in here. So you got to be chatting, you got to be keep talking in there, and it will pick you up. And then when I hit the button, it will pick somebody from that group, and we will send you a free T-shirt. All right. Shut that down for a second. I'll put the T-shirt back up. Anyways, so what else is going on? I'm not going to beat up on that issue forever. I think we ran around the subject. I know that Larry will have some input on it when he gets here. So what else have you guys been facing on the carnivore lately that you want to talk about, Kat?
Well, I mean, for me, I'm getting back on the wagon, and you see how red my face got. I'm all embarrassed. I had a disaster over Christmas. Like I said, I fell off the wagon, and I ate like half a pie, and we won't even go there. But for me, this time it is very hard. It's been very hard to get back on the wagon, and I don't know why it was hard for me when I first started this way. But I've just been really struggling. Like the kids, they got to take all of their snacks and stuff and put it in the downstairs pantry, because if I see it, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just don't. So I'm struggling with that carnivore wise, but I'm meal prepping. Meal prepping. Meal prepping is my key. I have to have it made and ready so that, like this morning, I caught myself going through my kitchen, coming around, going through it again. And then I was like, oh, I'm hungry. I open the pantry, I close it, but I had made a big batch of hard boiled eggs. And so I finally opened the fridge, and I knew I was hungry, but my mind was like, find something else. So I grabbed a couple eggs, threw some Redmond salt on it, and that worked. But if those would not have been in there for me, I would have just kept circling like a hawk or a buzzard looking for one of the kids' things up there. So that's what I'm going through, is struggling on that. But like Carrie says, meal prep, meal prep, meal prep, and that's been saving my hiney.
Yeah, and mine isn't so much about temptation as it is convenience. So if I have something that's easy, that may not be carnivore compliant in my kitchen, and I've had a 10, 12-hour day working, because that happens a lot, I will pick that thing to eat. So I don't have it in my house. I've just decided, it's just me. So I don't have to worry about what other people will think or if they have food, because other than the cat, it doesn't matter. And actually, it's probably more important that he have food, because he will nag me to death if I don't feed him. So, like you, Kat, meal prep is so key for me, but I guess it's for a little bit of a different reason. It's just so that when I have had one of those exhausting days at work, I can and I know that there's, people who don't use microwaves either, but I use mine. It gets a lot of use, and I will stick stuff in there and nuke it.
Why? Why shouldn't you use your microwave?
Well, I don't know. There are just people. I've been criticized for using the microwave and for my cheap sardines.
Don't ever come to my house.
And then another thing I got to comment on was and I was showing people about how you can pick. If you read the labels, you can find things that are equivalent. So, for example, I normally do use Frank's Red Hot Original Hot Sauce, and it's clean. The ingredients are clean. So if you can tolerate spices, then you can, some people can't, but I can tolerate them. And I found a brand, and I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it was actually at the Dollar General Market. And it had the same exact ingredients in it, and it was half the price. So I did a little short video about that, because, a lot of folks are on a budget. And like I said, I could spend more on food if I wanted to. I just choose not to, to spend it. But so I was showing people, that it costs this much versus this much, and the ingredients are the same. And somebody commented that that was a garbage brand, and they didn't trust that brand. And I'm just like, well, you really can't. You don't know for sure what's in anything. To be honest,
I do that with water. People do that to me with my mineral waters.
Yeah.
And I don't buy just for myself. I have boys. I have teenage boys here that don't eat this way. The one boy will, to an extent, but he has braces, so he can't be like tearing into a big steak.
Oh, yeah.
But for me, even buying all of the kids' food and then still buying my carnivore food, and I don't buy all that name brand stuff or whatever, it still comes out a little bit cheaper for me, because if I was buying their food and then all of my vegetables and stuff, I think I would be, much higherly priced. But I went off topic there for a second, but I have people constantly saying that to me about mineral water. Why do you drink that mineral water? That's garbage. It's got this PFASs or whatever that is in it. And I mean, I just don't know. I just don't know. So I just get something that works for me and hasn't been making me sick. And I don't know. Like, this is a bubbly. I'm sure somebody will tear me to pieces over it if I was to say that that was what I was. So I don't know about your hot sauce, but
Yeah, I mean, the ingredients were identical to the Frank's Red Hot, and I just see no need. I mean, there again, I mean, should we trust labels? Well, I don't know. I mean, there is no way to really know what's in anything.
right.
You don't even know what's in your beef. You know, your beef is supposed to be just beef, but I mean, you really just don't know what's in anything that you buy unless you buy it from a farmer and you know them and trust them on an intimate basis. So I guess people do make it more complicated and harder than it has to be. And if you can't tolerate spices and stuff, then just don't eat hot sauce.
Right.
If if you can't
Fair enough.
tolerate it. But just but anyway, I noticed that
Larry's here.
Larry's
driving.
here. Hey.
Hey, Larry.
Hey guys, I might have a little background noise when I'm driving, so I'll mute when I'm not talking. But
Yeah, I was muting you out.
to piggyback on that, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so what we need to do, I think, is, like I like to say, is not make perfection, right? And this philosophy needs to go into your shopping too. You know, when you look at ingredients, yes, we don't know for sure what's in everything. They can hide things in natural flavors and all these things, and they do. So really, if you're just eating 1 or 2 or 3 ingredient foods, you're doing pretty good, as good as you can. And then you can always use your body as the bellwether to let you know if it's working or not. So if you do want to make sure that you're eating clean ingredients, well, just go on a lion diet for a month and then come off and then add these things once at a time, this hot sauce or whatever, and see what it does, right? And once you do, you'll know, oh wow, that was not good for me, right? And hidden ingredients can pop up in your results, or maybe it's not an ingredient, just something in that food you don't agree to. The other night, I used to have jalapeno poppers all the time. Well, I hosted some friends over, and I made some jalapeno poppers, and I ate one just to see, wonder what it's going to do, because I haven't had those since March. And guess what? I got gas. I got painful gut that night. So I know, yeah, this is not something for me. And it's definitive. Even though that was only cream cheese, jalapeno pepper, and some brisket. That's all it was, and bacon wrapped around it. Nothing else added to it. But it still wasn't for me. So yeah, and I get that too. I did the inexpensive carnivore haul where I used Walmart as the standard. And the reason I use Walmart, not because I'm pro Walmart or anything, because Walmart is everywhere. So I knew if I was going to make an inexpensive haul for people that wanted to find cheap carnivore food, that Walmart would be the one thing that almost everyone has near them. And that's why I did it. And yeah, sure, Aldi might have better prices if it's near you, or Costco or whatever. But I just knew Walmart worked, and I got hell over that because Walmart's terrible and blah blah blah, and don't trust them. And like, listen, the other thing is, this is an accessibility issue. A lot of older people are on fixed incomes, and eating Walmart meat and eggs and bacon is infinitely superior to the diet they're on now, and it works because I've done it, right? So I know it works. Whether you like it or not, great. Just mind your own business. If you can say I don't prefer Walmart, but when you start spewing things like some inside information about Walmart meat that no one else knows, I would say show me the facts or don't post that stuff.
I must have had the same commenter on mine when I did the Walmart one too, because I had somebody do the same thing and then tell me, oh, well, and not just all that, but people shop the meat department in Walmart and then they just go set it out somewhere and then people go put it back in the cooler and it had been sitting out. And I'm like, but that could be happening anywhere at any grocery store.
That is true.
So I mean, Walmart's not my favorite, but Walmart fits my budget and it's right down the street. And as of right now, I have had no issues with anything that I have done at Walmart, nor have I got sick from anything that I have purchased and ate meat wise at Walmart. That's not, I can't say that about my spinach that I used to buy. But yeah, I've never had any issues with my Walmart meat.
And here's the thing, you just do the best you can until you can do better. I mean, like Dr. Berry says, if all you can afford is Spam, bologna, hot dogs, then
Spam and eggs, for the record, is pretty
yes.
stinking good.
And
So.
I eat Spam. I mean,
I eat Spam and hot dogs still, so you know,
Yep.
oh well. But guess
Yep,
what?
exactly.
I got the receipts. I got the receipts. And look, I'm down to 232 pounds now. The best shape I've been since college. That's my
Yep.
receipts. You bring your receipts against mine and show me where I'm doing something wrong. Please do it.
Yes, Spam and eggs, delicious.
It is.
I've never been a Spam eater, but you know, I don't know. I don't have anything against it. I'm just not a person that likes Spam. It just the consistency and the taste of it's not for me. Well, we got 45 people in here. I appreciate you guys joining our live stream today. I am getting ready to give away a T-shirt. You do have to be in my chat room, and you need to be actively chatting to stay in there. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to run over there, and then I will give away a T-shirt to some lucky watcher here today. So I appreciate you guys for joining. Larry, how you been?
Man,
Sorry, you muted yourself.
I am muted. I'm doing great. Like I said, I'm down to 232 pounds. I'm hitting the gym on a regular basis. Life is really good right now, and I'm feeling amazing. I'll be 58 in May, the beginning of May 4th. So I'm coming up on my 58th birthday. I'm also coming up on my 1 year carniversary, which is March 22nd. So yeah, I'm 318 or 319 days into this thing, and just in my stride, and everything is pretty amazing. That's all I got to say, physically and mentally, and I'm doing really well. So now, like I said, I'm just introducing things one at a time, trying stuff. I might put that Frank's Red Hot sauce in there again. I got rid of mine. I used to put it on some foods that I ate, but yeah, I don't really miss it that much either, to tell you the truth. I thought I would, and I did imagine I'd bring back hot sauce and things, but I just don't really miss it that much. Butter and beef and salt are really all I crave now. So, yeah. But I'm
I
doing
use
good.
the hot
How
sauce
you
on
doing, man?
sardines primarily.
Sardines, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, hot sauce with sardines. That makes sense. So, all right, guys, let me give this shirt away really quick here. Let me pop this up on the screen. We'll give away a shirt. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm trying some new stuff, playing around with this Nightbot to see if I like it. So work with me here, and we'll see how it goes here. Giveaway, share. All right, we got a few people in here, and the shirt's going to go to John, the champion within. John, send me an address and a size, and I'll send you a T-shirt, bud. I appreciate you. All right. And take that off, and we're back to the chat. Sorry, guys. So,
Hey, John's a great story. I mean, former firefighter and truck driver who lost his job because of his uncontrolled weight and diabetes and heart, and now he's like got his truck back, got his life back. That's a great story, John. Way to go, brother.
Yep.
John's story is amazing because if you're not following the Champion Within's YouTube channel, you really should, because he's got a great channel. He's putting out great content. His story is absolutely amazing. It's from the low to the high, and he's doing really good. And I appreciate his channel, and I'm honored to call him a friend. So me and him are going to be doing a 5K in May over here in Townsend, Tennessee, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with him. And is he in here? Oh, there he is. Is I will wear it at the 5K. Absolutely, John. I will get it to you. So there's John. I will wear it at the 5K. So yeah, we're doing the Bigfoot 5K challenge May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. So we're looking forward to that.
Oh, it's
Guys
going to be on Larry's birthday.
Is that your
Yes, my
is that your
birthday is May
birthday,
the 4th
Larry?
be with you.
May the
Quattro di
4th
Mayo.
be with you.
Yeah.
Quattro
And
di
Larry,
Mayo.
I am 57 as well, so I'll be 58 on March 1st. So, yeah. And I feel younger and better than I had in decades.
Oh
So
yeah,
this-
I tell people now that I could go back in the Army today and be a better soldier physically, mentally, motivationally than I was the last 5, maybe even the last 10 years I was in. Well, last 8 for sure. Right
I
now I
am
could do it.
wearing a shirt right now that I wore when I was 16. I wear all my concert shirts. I saved all of them, so I wear them now. And so it's fun. But anyway, yeah, and I feel great. I feel like I'm 16.
I couldn't wear anything that I had when I was 16, so that's not going to happen.
Neither.
I'm down to one pair of pants I can fit, and they're 36s, and I can take them off without unbuttoning them. That's to tell you, I'm getting down to like a 34 waistline. It's pretty amazing, and that I haven't
Wow,
had since college.
huzzah.
That's awesome, Larry. Yeah, I just started walking again. I started going after work now. The sun's staying up a little later and started pushing to see if I can't push my way down because I've been held up since back in November. I got down to 270 and I've crept back and forth. I got as high as 285 and now I'm working my way back down to right around 280. So, I'm
Dairy,
going to, yeah, probably. I've
dairy.
cut
That's what it was
coffee.
for
I've
me.
cut coffee and cream. We'll see.
Yep. How much you like
We,
that cream, man? You like it
we
15
will
pounds?
see.
Is that how much you like it?
Yeah. We shall see. Like I said, I've been off it for 2 days. I got a little bit of a caffeine headache going on right now, but otherwise I'm doing pretty good. Of course, I'm on a second day of a fast too. All right. Let's see here. What else we got? We do have a bunch of folks on here. Mike says we got a bunch of folks on here. We're almost hitting 50 people in the live stream, guys. We appreciate you guys being here.
He said old folks.
He said
not
old
just
folks.
And I
A
said,
bunch of
speak
old
for
folks.
yourself.
I thought you said a bunch of folks. Okay, I'm reading fast. Sorry. Yeah. Mike's he's talking about himself. That must be what he's talking about.
Exactly.
Let's see here. I will be 57 on March 2nd. My carniversary is March 1st. Let's see. Yeah, you tell him. Who else we got in here? Mike says he turns 61 on Tuesday. Yeah, old man. All right. Let's see. Yeah, happy birthday, Mike, by the way. Beverly says she's 48. All right. And then my weight loss life says old weatherman here. LOL. All right, guys. Well, where were we at? We just kind of talking about things, kind of wandering around here. Sorry, kind of this t-shirt thing was maybe a little bit too much of an interruption. I'll have to think about it. Anyway, so back to where we're at. Next Sunday, there will be no roundtable. I'm going to be in Nashville going to the Predators game on Saturday night, which is a hockey game. And then I will be meeting up with Carrie, my metamorphosis. I think Brett, Hoosier Carnivore, is talking about coming down for it. Got a couple other people that have reached out to me and said that they were going to show up. We're going to have a little meetup at a barbecue place in Nashville. If you're interested in going to that, shoot me an email at carnivorebackwoods@gmail.com and I will send you the name of the place and the address. I'm not putting it out for everything because we don't want it just random people showing up. We want to know who's coming. So just shoot us an email and let us know. And we look forward to having you there. And that's what I got going on. My channel's been pretty quiet. I've only been doing the live stream on Sunday for the last few weeks, just trying to work on some stuff around the property here and get caught up. The snow kind of did me in for a while there, and now I'm just, dealing with the mud and the muck of it all. So, Kat, what do you got planned for your channel? You got some lives coming up or anything?
Well, I had a couple, but we had to reschedule. So I do have some yet this month. And I've had quite a few people say that they like to watch when I do my ridiculous cooking videos. So I've been doing a few of those and have some more to put out. And like you, I've been kind of quiet on the YouTube front. We're hit with snowmageddon out here, and what do you call it, like negative 30 degrees, and just been really busy with a lot of stuff. So nothing like major in any kind of plans at the moment.
Okay. So my Nightbot. This is up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but this is an app that I run in the background, and it acts like a moderator, and you can do some giveaways and stuff. And something that I've seen other channels use pretty effectively, and so I decided to play around with it. But it's over here. John put it in the comments, in all caps to hit the like button, and it's kind of like, come on, bro, stop spamming caps. I got to mess around with this thing and see if I can figure this thing out. Maybe I'll remove some of this. And I agree with Mike Shaw that it is quite entertaining. Like I said, this is only the second live I've used it on, and I don't know. I may or may not use it in the future. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys for being here and enjoying the silliness when we do it. Carrie, what do you got going on with your channel?
Well, I've been doing my morning sunrise. I just think it's important to get up and greet the day. And so I take a morning walk, and thankfully my walks are getting longer again. The weather is better. I don't have to worry about slipping on ice, and I don't have to worry about it being as dark. So I am getting my longer walks in. Generally I go on like 2 to 4 mile walks, but they've been a lot shorter lately. So I do my sunrise videos, and I just, want to encourage people to just, because if you actually look at all of those, like if you actually look at the shorts, like the grid of them, you'll see that some mornings are cloudy, some there's no clouds at all, some there's a little bit. So things change. And so life is subjective. So I'm just kind of hoping that somehow I can encourage people that things aren't going to stay the same. And after this weekend, this is a message that I have to listen to myself. So, that this too shall pass. And so I just like to encourage people. But I've been posting my breakfast videos. Or breakfast shorts, because I'm actually trying to gain muscle and stuff. And so Brett had suggested that I actually add in eating instead of fast, which is because if I fasted, I would blow away. So, I mean, I intermittently fast just naturally, but so I did add some breakfast in, and I'm not sure if that's going to be a permanent thing, because quite honestly, most of the time I think it probably evened itself out. So if I ate breakfast, I just ate less later. So I also got a scale, and I'm going to be rating this scale. It was recommended by Brett again, who had seen it on Kelly Hogan's channel. And it measures not only weight, but it measures fat and other things. And I'm not sure really how accurate it is, but it'll at least give me some kind of a way to track, to just see if my body composition is changing in some way, even if it's not 100% accurate, So I'm going to be posting a video about that too. And so then I'm just liable to also post about just whatever, just like N=1 type of things. Like if I just notice something, if I tried, like, for example, the breakfast thing, just, or labs, or just whatever. So you just never know really. Or if there's just a subject that comes up, then I'm just like, oh, wow, I didn't know that. Just things like that. So come join me.
Outstanding.
Everybody's welcome.
Outstanding. Somebody said here, I'd love to hear what cat food she feeds her cats.
It is one that I get from, oh crud. I'm so sorry. I just went brain dead, but it's well, I've gotten it from PetSmart too, and there's also a mail order company that I'll get it from too. And it's the hard food that I feed him is called Carnivore. It's actually named Carnivore, and I can't remember the soft food off the top of my head.
Is it
What it
Tiki
is.
Cat?
I'm sorry?
Is it Tiki? Or the
No.
Stella and something else? Because I feed a carnivore food for mine too that I get from PetSmart, and then also I can get it from Chewy. But there's a couple
Yeah,
different
Chewy.
ones.
Thank you. Thank you. I was like racking my brain. I was like, what is it?
And I know Tiki is sold, and it is a carnivore cat food. If people need more of a easily found one, you can get it at PetSmart and Petco, and that has got a bunch of different carnivore and the canned food as well. But there's another one, I think it's like Stella and something or another that has the freeze dried bits as well in it. That is also carnivore. That's pretty good because that's what I feed my cats.
All right. Larry, what's going on down there in your part? What do you got going on with your channel?
I just released another Mission Carnivore. I did Katarina's here. We did her Mission Carnivore interview, so you can go listen to that on the podcast or watch it on the video. And I just did one with an active duty chaplain on an aircraft carrier. He's an air wing chaplain, and he went carnivore. And that's a great discussion. He's the guy, and if you're in the military and you go see the chaplain, it's usually because your life's in a shambles. People don't really go to see the chaplain for religious services. They usually go because they're at the end of their rope, right? And now he has this tool. In addition to all his other tools, he also has diet as a good tool to help people achieve their mental health, physical health, emotional health goals, which is great. So it's a really good spot for him. He's been an active duty chaplain for 2 years, and it's a great video, and that just released yesterday. So, and podcast, and Cats released last week. So definitely check those out. I think I'm going to do a video on how to eat 80-20, because people have a misconception on 80-20. I see it all the time in posts. You know, how am I supposed to eat 8% fat? Am I supposed to just eat butter? And because they don't understand that the 80-20 is actually a caloric balance, not a grams or weight balance, right? And I'm just going to make it really plain and easy and break down the 80-20 rule and what foods are pretty much naturally 80-20 that you can eat and not worry about it. I think people get all strung up on this macro thing and they don't understand it. And they get kind of a defeatist attitude. So I'm going to just simplify things, make it super easy, spell it out in plain English, and hopefully help some people get that. Then the other thing is Carnivore Teacher, John, I think his name's Spinella, I think. Anyway, John has a channel called Carnivore Teacher. It's really great. Carnivore Teacher was erased last week. I was supposed to have him on Wednesday when Kat and I did Hump Day, and he lost his channel. So he's relaunched it. I think it's Carnivore Teacher 1965. So definitely go check that channel out. He's re-uploading all his stuff. His content is fantastic. He is a teacher by trade, and his delivery, and he's got a great skill set for doing videos. Very much like watching a very entertaining and good teacher teach you about like what is in these ingredients. Like when you get keto bread, what is in there? What is in this protein bar? He breaks it all down, and really easy way to understand. So check out Carnivore Teacher, trying to build his channel back up. He'll be on with me this Wednesday coming up. So on my Hump Day hangout. Other than that, that's about all I got going on right now. I do have a guest appearance on, so keep an eye out for that. And then I think Dr. Hampton and I are working to get something scheduled, so that should be good. Yeah, that's about it right now. That's enough.
Cool. Yeah, sounds like a lot, actually.
Lot.
Hey, so why did his channel get deleted?
Sorry, you broke up. Can you say again?
Why did his channel get deleted?
Oh, he doesn't know. That's the thing. Is when YouTube deletes your channel, it's very obtuse. They just give you like a general message. It's all automated. And then you can start your appeals, but you don't know usually. Now, from what I have recovered channels, 3 copyright strikes can be that aren't addressed, deletion. I don't know if that's what his was, but they don't tell you really why. So yeah, just be ready. Have all your stuff backed up so you can restart your channel if you have to. I know several people have lost channels, so, or you can do like another service and upload your videos on there too, right? I'm not going to name a bunch, but there's other services out there.
Yeah, well, all my videos go to Odyssey and Rumble too. So, but
Yeah,
I've
so
never heard of
it kind
I've
of,
never heard anybody within the carnivore community actually getting their channel deleted. So I'm just curious on why.
yeah,
they-
it just
they-
videos, but I mean, you can imagine what that's like. You wake up that morning and then your channel that's exactly what happened. And you get like an email saying, you know, terms of service were violated or something. Just very generic. And you're like, what? And it doesn't even tell you what. So, yeah, YouTube and Facebook, these companies, they have, I guess they just don't care. But they have a bad reputation for being very obtuse when they cancel things. You just got to try to figure it out.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. Well, we'll just if he finds out any more on that, I'd be interested to hear about it. Well, guys, we've been on here almost an hour. I appreciate you guys' time. We look forward to conversations. We will be skipping the roundtable next week. Going to be looking at what we're doing with our channels. So definitely check out all these channels, give them a like, a subscribe, and let them know that you support what they're doing out there. They're all working hard to create good content for you. Somebody asked here, does anybody stream on Twitch? No, I didn't think so. No,
Hey, John,
I
if
thought,
you do have questions about why it got canceled, I will be discussing that with him Wednesday. So you can watch the video or join the live stream. And we will be discussing his channel deletion.
okay. I will put that on my calendar to go. Be interesting to find out because there's a lot of us put out some content. Some of us put out some content that might even be questionable at times and are still around. So I'm just curious what he did. How big was his channel when it got deleted? It would also be an interesting question.
I think it was 1,200 or something like that. It wasn't huge, but it was gaining traction. And his stuff's really good. Watch his videos; they're really good.
Yeah, no, I subscribed to him the other day when you put out the notification, so I'll definitely check him out. But I hadn't seen him before that. Yeah, let's see, Larry, your video with the champion yesterday was great, and I really enjoyed the carnivore teacher vids. So there's one for you. All right.
Yeah,
so, anyways, guys, that was the chaplain. Oh, I am reading too fast.
He is a champion chaplain.
Champion. Yeah. The comment below it is the champion within, and that one's there. And I was just quickly reading over there. So, okay, my bad. All right, guys. Look, we're going to call this one quits. We'll see you guys on the next live stream. We appreciate you. And, we'll keep it wild.
All right. Thanks for having me on, man. Sorry I was late.